Welcome, friends, to our Sunday Seedlings Perfectly Planted. This is our little mini health snack. So, this is where we'll take about 10 minutes, no more, to talk a little bit about, some helpful tips that you can carry on for the rest of the week. Daphne, we talked a lot about what, what we're about with Perfectly Planted, but we never really talked about what it is and how we're going to go do it. So, I think these health snacks will be helpful for us and to dive in a little bit deeper. What do you think?
That's me. Happy Sunday. It's good to see you.
You do, you too.
And I agree. I think that, last year, 2021, we spent a lot of time with our perfectly planted community, and we wanted to kick off the 2022, but we wanted to continue to provide you with these little seedlings of knowledge that you can take into your week, your life, your family, and that underlies all of the principles that we believe in.
It sounds wonderful. Why don't we get to them?
So, a lot of what we've been talking about with Perfectly Planted is empowerment. Both empowerment as individuals, empowerment as families, and empowerment as a community. And our core principles, and I think we've captured them in a way that is digestible here in a 10-minute snack, is we're going to focus on nutrition. We're going to focus on physical activity. We want to make sure that we're encouraging people, especially given all that's gone on for the past 2 years, to love more. So reach out to the people that you care about and let them know you care. We definitely need to find ways to stress less. Sleep, we've talked about why sleep is important. We haven't really talked about, although you did talk a little bit about it early last year, how to nurture yourself and what does that mean? And then finally, I think it's something that we both believe in strongly, how we can actually live consciously. What are your thoughts?
No, that's exactly it. I mean, we've covered quite a bit of these just generally, I think, through the past year, but it's good to have these little buckets and little areas where you need to fill them up and making sure that each area is balanced because essentially that's what it comes down to, really having that balance in life. But I do want to a couple of things. So we got move more, we got eat more, everybody hears it. It seems to be, the start of the year, you got to eat great and move your body. But I think that lots of times we focus on the whole love more and then the sleep deep. And so I think we'll talk about each one here as you have them listed out. But I think those are just really important pieces because oftentimes we're like, we'll get to that and we'll get to that. And what I've learned is don't trust your future self.
Yep.
Do it now.
Vesame, you couldn't have said it any better. And if you keep deferring it until when, uh, and over the next couple of weeks, we'll talk a little bit too about setting some goals. They don't have to be big goals, but even something as simple as turning off your iPhone, your laptop, your whatever it is, an hour before you go to bed. Because we just keep deferring those things that are important to our health. But if you defer it too long, then you're not going to reap the benefits.
That's right. So let's get started. Let's talk a little bit about, we've talked about nutrition, but as you know, as Perfectly Planted, we want to really incorporate more plants.
Yes.
Daphne, do you want to talk a little bit more about some of the health benefits you get with eating more plants?
So each one of these topics we'll take a deep dive into over the upcoming months. But definitely, we all know that 2022, the Mediterranean type diet is one of the healthiest type diets. And I will say that one thing Besame and I would love to have everyone listening consider more is adding more plants to your plate. So we're not necessarily telling you have to go vegan or vegetarian, and we're not telling you to take anything away, but we know that in terms of reducing chronic disease, in terms of the potential to reverse chronic disease, eating more plants is great for your health. It's great for the environment. It's great for the animals. And we'll definitely share more about that over the upcoming months.
I couldn't agree more, Daphne. You see a big difference, especially when you focus more on better nutrition.
And that's amazing. I know we were talking before we got online that you were working out this morning.
Yeah.
Why is it important?
Why is it important? You know what? Everybody knows working out and getting those endorphins going just kind of gives you a boost.
Mhm.
And really, after so long, it's just part of my routine. It's like brushing my teeth. If I don't get my morning workout in, I feel like my day hasn't really started. And I think that just getting in that rhythm is really important for everybody because not only does it help with your overall health, longevity, but it really helps your mindset as well and clearing your mind for the day or the week.
And we also know we've been chatting about it. Being active doesn't have to mean going to the gym. We know
That's
if
right.
you look at the longest living communities in the world, and we've talked a little bit about the blue zones on prior podcasts, that just moving, get up and move, whether it's moving 5 minutes, whether it's moving 10 minutes, taking a walk with the dog, taking a walk with your kids, movement is medicine,
That's
just
right.
like food is medicine.
Oh, absolutely.
So, knowing that you have a snowstorm or an ice storm coming, social isolation may be something that you're going to have to deal with over the next few days. But we really haven't talked about how, especially with COVID, being isolated has had such negative impacts on our mental health. Um, so,
It
what do you think
has.
on? Yeah.
Daphne, it's, somehow, so I'll talk about a negative and a positive. I think that people need to remember that we're all in this together, right?
Mhm.
So, but I've noticed that oftentimes just patience has been lost for one
Yes.
reason or another, and so we all know we're all in this together. And so I just, everybody just take a deep breath. We're all going to get through this. It's going to be okay. But the social isolation is tough, especially for people who are older and really don't get out that much anyway, and are completely, you know, really just paranoid about catching COVID and then,
Mhm.
potentially losing their lives. And so it is real. But then there's also people like me who like the like the snowstorm that we have right now, or it's sleeting right now, that we're kind of stuck in the house, so things kind of slow down a little bit, which is so important to just take a minute and slow down, but and to be with your loved ones. So I just, even if you can't get out, or even if you feel like, it's for one reason or another you can't get out because of the weather, or because, you're really just kind of scared about
Mhm.
the pandemic, just there's always a phone call. We have amazing technology, right, with FaceTime um, or any type of streaming broadcast type of utility or tool. So, I think it's important for you to have that reach out to the people. And like I said before, I mean, every day is a gift. Reach out to those who love, and just don't set it off. Don't put it off.
I couldn't agree with you more. And it's not reaching out to the people on social media that like your post. It's reaching out to the people that know you, love you, care about you, and can be there when you need them.
That's right.
So, as we round out, as we finish up in the last minute or so, uh, you mentioned that people are a little bit more short tempered or a little bit more impatient, but I think we're all just a little bit more stressed. And so, having some of those conversations in the months ahead around what we do to reduce stress, it, and not that you're going to eliminate stress, and there is good stress, but really, what are some of those techniques that we can employ to take that deep breath,
Yeah.
pause in the moment, enjoy it, and then lower our overall total stress?
And I think those first few points are going to help as well, Daphne. So all of these are kind of linked
Mhm.
together. So if you're eating better, you're staying active, you feel better, and you're able to manage your stress levels a bit more. I think it's really difficult, and I know we're coming up on time, but it's really difficult for us to a lot of people working from home, and to unplug and put work away and then go, be with your family or do other things that you want to go do. So I think it's really important for us to really get adequate sleep, reduce your stress, and just just have patience.
Yes, I would agree.
Yeah.
And these health snacks aren't meant to, we're not asking you to change everything at one time. It's really providing a level of awareness that is knowledge. We'll talk more about knowing your numbers, and those numbers are whether it's what your blood sugar is, your cholesterol, your body weight, your blood pressure. We want you to be in charge of your health. And then finally, we all live on this planet together, and we all need to be invested in making sure that this planet is a wonderful place for future generations. So, how do we live consciously? How do we live in an informed manner? And I agree with Besame, that bottom point ties to all of the ones above.
It's all interlinked. So thank you all so much for being with us. Thank you, Daphne. It's always so nice to be with you.
And it's a wonderful way to start the week. Thanks, everyone, and have a wonderful week.